and welcome to 10 o'clock, episode 407. Yes, I got that right.
Yeah.
Huzzah. I am MDRLOz. This is Xeno.
Hi.
And we have a special guest this week of Control.
Hey, here.
Hello. Right, so, Xeno, would you like to do your intro for our lovely guest?
Shit. Brain. Okay. Yeah, we can do this.
You can
Right.
Xeno isn't operating on a quarter of a brain right now, honest.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah.
He's really
Yeah,
there.
no, I can do this. Right, so, Control. I thought you were going to do this in my brain. Okay, so Control, it's lovely having you on. Honestly, this is Ctrl-kun from Twitter, and you do incredible Warframe fan art. So, Loz, put up the first one.
Yes, I will. 2 seconds.
I can do this.
I got it.
Right, so,
Yeah. Oh,
everyone will have seen this because this is an art style. Well, this is your art. We've pimped it so often on 10 o'clock. It's grown through the years. But my first question for you is, what drew you to Warframe?
Oh, well, actually, a friend forced me to try it. They showed me a footage of Amber, and I was impressed how beautiful and big her thighs are. So I gave it a try, and then I saw Mirage, and she was even more beautiful. So that's how I stayed there.
How long have you been playing?
I think for 5 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So a number of your Mirage pieces, you actually give her these very seductive eyes. You know, like, do you do that for other Warframes as well? Because I'm pretty sure I've only seen it on Mirage.
I have a question. Does any other Warframe have eyes to make them
Actually, that's a fair
seductive?
point. Because
Mind
Mirage
blown.
Yeah, no, the
Oh.
Mirage Prime does look like she has eyes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've only just thought about that. I don't know if it's
Droid
just...
has eyes.
Does he?
Yes, because he's an eye patch.
Oh, looks like a challenge to make another
Yeah.
android with seductive eyes.
Yeah, seductive
And like
eye.
draw me like you a French girl.
Oh, yep. Yep, you heard it here, folks.
Dear.
Folks. Sexy, drawn like a French girl. Hydroid.
Hot.
Right. Let's move on to the second piece, Loz. Okay. I know we've had this on 10 o'clock. I know for a fact we've had this on. Like, again, Wisp has become such a mainstream fan art inspiration. It's untrue. But my question to you is, who is your favorite Warframe? You may have already told us this.
Isn't it obvious? It's Mirage.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Mirage. Yeah,
Yes, and it was really cool and heartwarming to find out that many people actually associate her with me. Like, oh, great. I love Mirage, and people think about me when they see Mirage. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Wisp, what inspired you to do this piece?
Actually, I tried to start a small tarot series.
Yeah, the tarot cards.
Yeah, but not really like with tarot meaning, but more like inspired by the tarot. So I thought, Wisp is perfect for the hanged.
Yeah.
Right, but then I started drawing the background, and what I found out? She was perfect for the sun.
Oh. That's... Oh, yeah.
I'm disappointed.
No, we're just slow. We are very, very slow people.
Well, no, to be fair, like when I saw this, when you said that,
No,
the whole
I'm
turret.
disappointed with myself, not with you.
Oh no.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
It's still incredible. And then we'll go on to the third one.
Sorry, I'm staring at the art too much. I need to pay attention to my job. There we go.
Right,
Buttons. Oh, yes.
Avara. This cute, adorable chibi. Why did you pick this one to... I mean, don't get me wrong, she is adorable. But why did you pick this one when I asked for the 3 from you?
Oh, you see, I perceive myself as a chibi artist who draws nothing but chibis, which is not true, I guess, but
Yeah.
that's how I feel. And so I thought I simply must put one chibi, and this Iwara is one of the loveliest pieces I made, I think, and the colors I love a lot.
I
Also,
t-
the little stealth frog deserves some loves. So
Oh,
here
yeah,
she is.
I could totally see this on a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. No, I can totally see you wearing this on a
I could totally see myself wearing this on a t-shirt. Is it on a t-shirt?
It is.
It is on a
this
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
I need to get this t-shirt. This damn, I need to, not sponsor stream, but yeah, I totally need to get this on a t-shirt. Damn, I need to do this now. Damn. Okay, cool. So where can people find you? What are your
Also, I
socials?
post on my Twitter.
Most
So
certainly.
welcome.
So do you use Instagram or anything like that?
No, I'm too lazy for that. I have an L station, but it's so anxious to update there. So Twitter is the way.
Fair enough. If you want, we can put your art station in the description below, but Ctrl-kun's socials are located in the description below. Please go check out Control's art. It's
Amazing art.
freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy we managed to get you on.
Mm.
Right. Cool. So but to sign off on the what are you doing?
Going to the... Oh, I pushed... Oh, it's memes off.
Yeah, memes off.
And then
Emblems.
going to... Yeah. I was trying to do.
So to sign off, we got some emblems, right?
Sign off? You mean to complete the art section?
Oz, 5 hours of sleep, man.
I know. It sounds like
it's
you're
hard.
finishing the show. I'm just
It's
checking.
hard. It's hard. Okay, right. I'm rolling with it. I'm doing the improv thing.
Okay,
I
yeah.
make a mistake. I just don't act as if there's a mistake. Okay,
Right.
I keep going. Right? to conclude. Oh god damn it! I don't know matter what it said. Right. Moving
You
on.
can do it.
I can do it.
We believe
Moving
in you.
on. I don't. Moving on. So the last part of the introduction with the guest, we have 2 emblems which are on screen right now for the audience, and Control for you. They are in the Discord chat. Which of the 2 emblems wins? You can use whatever criteria you want. Yeah. So which one do you say is the
You
winning
want
emblem?
an honest opinion.
Yes, I want an honest opinion.
I'm suffering.
Why are you
Well,
suffering?
why have you shown me this?
Why? What have I done? Have I done something wrong?
Well, okay. Let's try and pick one. I believe this to a really small in game, right?
Yes, yeah. So what we have
Yep.
to do is me and Xeno challenge each other to find emblems on people's arms. We can't get them from people's profiles. We have to get the picture on someone's arm in game. So that's either in the middle of a mission or when people are at a relay. So it can be really tricky, but they are quite small. And so, yeah, so the quality doesn't always come across, but emblems are not always done to the best quality anyway.
Understandable. Well, let's say even though Lost Find is more detailed and might be rather nice in bigger resolution, but I'd go for Xeno's Find because it's
could you-
huge and clear. You can see
Yeah.
everything. It's just a star with wings. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure because I did accidentally name these wrong when I first initially saved them. Because I asked Loz, which one is his, and he goes that one, and then I'm like, okay, brain, make sure you don't fuck this up, and I just went left to right. I'm like, idiot brain. So yeah, okay, cool. So it's the blue winged star. Awesome. All right. However, if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find a link to this week's polls and just fill it in. You don't have to answer every single question. Make sure you get your in-game name correct. Make sure you choose your platform of choice, and you will be in for a chance to win 75 platinum. Or in Tucker's case, he will just win, So it's in his name. Right. So let's move on to
Dojo Dusting.
Dojo Dusting. 5 hours of sleep. However, moving on, we have released. I'm going to plug it.
In a fun game. Xeno would like you to know that playing the Void Train is a very fun and addictive game. So much so that he played it beyond his ability to maintain himself a brain.
Yep, brain. Right. So
it's not an ad.
Not an ad.
Yes, not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Buy it on Epic,
Sure,
not on Steam.
right.
Put in the code Markiplier to let Markiplier know that's
it will come to Steam sometime next year. It does actually say that, but it's like, yeah. Anyway,
ad over.
But on more serious note, so the 3rd episode of Kanpai Cast came out on Friday. If you want to go check that out, there's a link in the description below. I did successfully remember to put a link into the last week, so I will try and successfully do it again this week. Again, 5 hours. I'm trying to think what else Dojo Dusting wise. Oh, Dojo Dusting. We're going to be a bit light on guests this month, September, mostly because September is hell of a month for me. I'm always traveling during September, so just to make our lives easier, we're not going to have many guests during September, and then we're going to hopefully get full back into the swing of things in October. Cool. What else is there? I think that's it for Dojo Dusting. So, shall we move on to the War Report?
The War Report and what's happening this week in Warframe. So, there's not much happening, obviously, because we are still in the post-TennoCon lull and waiting for the inevitable release of the new War.
The War.
But obviously, we're getting that patch soon that hasn't got a release date yet, but is coming pretty soon. But before that,
it does.
Was there a release date? Did they give the date?
Yeah, they blasted it out during the whole of the thing. It's I swear they said it was the 7th of oh god.
Is that everything?
September.
I don't know. Oh, well, that's just the... Oh, is that... Okay, maybe. There we go. Oh, maybe you're right. But anyway, well, also what's coming on that patch, just so people know, is the Nidus Prime access is to start on September 8th, which means the Gara Prime's access is ending on September 8th. And I think this comes out on September 6th. So if you haven't missed it, there's 2 days left. You want to pick that up. But also, if you're not aware, what's entering the Prime Vault this time will be Atlas Prime, Peko Prime, and Death Cube Prime. So if you haven't got those from you haven't got relics saved up for those, get them now, because otherwise they're going in the vault. So yeah, so Nidus Prime starting on September the 8th. Yep.
Sorry, correction. 30.7 is coming out on September the 8th.
Oh, it's 8th. It was a bit weird that, I was like, wait, mine all say 8th?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. 7th is Nidus, but I think September 8th.
No, Nidus is 8th.
Is it 8th?
What my notes say.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all coming together.
Cool.
But that's it. So, moving on to...
Right. The topics.
Topics for this week.
Cool, right. So, our topics for this week, this is where hopefully my brain will engage. Topic 1 is I really want Cetus and Fortuna... Sorry, I really wish Cetus and Fortuna would use the Deimos standing system. And 2... Am I the only one who thinks having different creds for each new Nightwave is counterintuitive? Right. So, topic 1. I find myself getting burnt out quickly running bounties to get standing for Cetus and Fortuna. I much prefer Deimos, I think that's supposed to be Deimos's token system, since it allows me to farm up a load of tokens and trade them in whatever I want.
Whenever.
Oh, whenever I want. Yep. It makes leveling up far less draining since you can just trade in your tokens when your standing cap resets. Okay, so the first question to Control. How do you feel about Deimos?
Well, as for its standing system, I think Deimos is superior to Citos or Fortuna. Thanks to tokens, of course. Because if Citos makes you run bounties, you hit the cap, and then we wish you a very happy wait for another day to get a chance to farm more reputation. But when it comes to Deimos, you get tokens instead, and you can easily farm them as and even hoard them. So you can trade them any day you wish, even when you don't have the right mood to run around the planet and doing bounties. That's
Loz?
it.
What do I feel about
What's your
Deimos?
thoughts?
Well, I've only just from what Control said there realised that I think the style of play is more important than I realised, because I was about to come railing into this topic saying, "What are you talking about? I hate this token system." And in general, I'm kind of like, but then I never realised that if you do bounties, if you in the old system for Fortuna and Valis, bounties just cap out and they give you nothing for rep. Whereas in this way, you are saving rep for it. So the way I normally do it is I just farm gems and just throw gems at people till I'm maximum rep. So for me, there was no issue. I was basically already on a token system, and I don't like the current system because I have to keep going to the mining OLAC for these tokens, and I'm like, look, I've got a big pile of gems and no tokens, so I have to come back tomorrow to add in more tokens, and that's so it annoys me. But I've only just realised that if you're doing bounties, that gives you tokens. So overall, though,
can you just elaborate a bit more? So with Deimos?
Yeah, overall,
right?
I don't like Deimos. I didn't like Deimos. But
with OLAC.
Yes.
So what's the problem? Because I've not done any mining on Deimos. I've avoided it like the plague because trying to find an orange light on an orange lit environment is very difficult.
Yes. You want to turn your particles down for Deimos. So the difference is, what I would used to do on Valis and Fortuna was just go out onto them, spend hours just digging up rocks, and then every day I would log in, go to the vendor, and just get a wheelbarrow and just pour gems on them until I was capped, then go see you tomorrow, and then come back tomorrow and just repeat the process. I never really farmed rep with bounties. However, for Deimos, because it's all on the token system now, I go to the equivalent of the hand-in vendor for the gems.
The miner.
Yeah, and I go, here's I've got mad pile of gems that normally would let me cap out, and all I can do is in exchange for about 15 tokens, and then that's it. Until it resets, I can't get any more tokens, so I've still got my mad pile of gems, and I can't use that to complete my rep for the day. What I have to do is come in. If you log in just every day, if I logged in for like 5 minutes just to exchange every day, it would be better. But that's just not how I used to do it. I used to just be like, done, But I never realized after just Control said that, like that the Fortuna and on the Valis, the bounties. Yeah, once you've hit the rep cap for the day, that's it. You can't save up for the next day through the bounties. So this system is much better for the bounties because every bounty you do will give you mother tokens at the very least. I never realised that till now. Yeah. So what about you, Xeno?
I like it in principle, but I detest the grandmother tokens. In order to buy the grandmother bucks, you have to spend the mother bucks and the father bucks and the daughter. It's just like there's too many tokens, and the fact that they're layered on top of each other just makes it more convoluted.
So if you got rid of the grandmother token level, would you be okay with it? So you just do the activity you want, and then that gives you tokens, and then you just hand in those tokens. There's no other step.
I I'm
So I
trying
think-
hard to remember. A part of me still wants to say no
Why?
because the fact that in order to, oh god, sorry, again, 5 hour sleep brain. A part of me thinks that in order to actually buy stuff, no wait, I'm trying to remember the exchange. I think the majority of the resources and recipes and things, it's just on the generic standing. But in order to exchange, you have to go through grandmother just spending the different tokens.
Yes.
Right. So to me, it's like just give me like 3 different token types max, right? But there's 5. 5, is that right?
Mother,
Yes.
father,
Mother,
daughter,
father, daughter,
son,
son, and
Olak,
grandmother.
no, and
6.
attack.
Yeah, there's 6. So there's 6 different tokens, and it just feels like we've got too many at this point.
I
right?
think I think the grandmother is the issue because if you don't, you've got your tokens. You go out on do your activity and you get massive piles of tokens. You're like, aha, I can just throw these at grandmother for points. But then she's like, oh, sweetie, if you just wait till tomorrow and you hand in 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these, I'll give you a better token. So you sit there and you're thinking, oh, I've got 50 sun tokens. I just want to shove them in for rep, but I know that it'll be more efficient if I wait for the reset and there'll be more grandmother tokens. So it's the grandmother tokens that I'm not a fan of because it almost is taunting you not to just burn tokens because you're like, oh, you got to save them up. Tomorrow I might want a lot of daughter tokens. I know you've got loads and I didn't want any today, but tomorrow they may be the main thing. And that's the part that gets me.
I mean, a part of me feels like, why can't we just have one token and the different family members just give you different quantities?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you do bounties, we give you 10 tokens. You do conservation, we give you 15 tokens. You do fishing, we give you 12 tokens. Like, I just don't understand why there has to be a different currency for each one in such a small space.
That'd be too easy.
Too easy?
Yeah,
You think it'd be too easy?
of course.
Why do you say that?
Why we should have one token when we can have 5 or 6 or more? Just a system that goes this way. And once again, it stumbles upon the daily cap in this or in that way. First, we were talking about the standard cap.
Mm.
Now we talk about token exchange cap,
Yeah.
so-called cap. And this is the system we need in Warframe to prevent players from getting stuff too early or too fast. It's evil, but it's inevitable.
So I remember when I was farming up rep for Deimos for the Entrati, and all I was doing was just the mother missions. I could not I resented doing the daughter. No, I genuinely did. I hated doing conservation. I hated doing fishing. It's just not fun in Deimos, right? So I wouldn't do the daughter or son tokens. But the point is that in order to actually progress, you need daughter and son tokens.
Basically, the game makes you play things you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they are included in this update of Deimos, so you must play them.
Yeah.
No choice.
So there's that, and to me that's a problem because like Warframe has been very open to player choice on how you can do things, especially with rep farming for the open worlds. As Loz has spent ages farming mining materials and then periodically would come back and like, there you go. Or, you know, when we would do the 24-hour streams and things and I get more fish guts than the universe and then just go like, there you go. But now it's like, no, you have to do a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of something else, and a smidgen of this. And it was just, I hate it.
But I think it's fine for Deimos, because what it does is, like you say, you do. I don't think you need many tokens from like daughter and son, just for a few for rank ups and things. But if, as you said, what I used to do for Fortuna is I used to go mining and just visit. I can't remember who the mining person is. I think it's Biz. And just unload a big pile of gems. Be like, there we go, there's all my rep for the day. But that meant I didn't visit anyone else. So it became basically, the entire rep was just me and the Biz. Whereas to push the family element of Deimos, it does try and make you do all the different activities. And that's why you have to get all the different tokens. If you literally could just be like, Mother, give me tokens. Mother, I have leveled up. It's like, well, the whole family element has been lost from, weaving it a bit more into gameplay. And if you just gave one generic token, which I do like the idea of, you would just be like, I don't care about that Sun gives me 10 times the amount of tokens. I cannot be bothered to do conservation. Whereas, so this kind of makes you visit the whole family. So it does.
But that's the choice to have,
family. No,
right?
But just for Deimos, because you are forced to interact with the whole family. I know you are losing that freedom, but it's because that's the central premise of Deimos.
I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see that level of complexity in a token system on Cetus.
Right, yes. So that's what they're saying, isn't it? They say, the next question to both of you, do you think Cetus and Fortuna should change to be like Deimos?
I'll let Control answer first.
Fortuna is fine as it is. But Cetus, I'm highly... How to put it? My experience with Cetus is that I had to run bounties, and I really, really dislike them there. So instead, I went fishing. And, that's the only way I got my rep there. And when the hunt or reservation have been introduced, I thought, great, now I can do the funny stuff on Cetus, and Cetus hunts crap. I hate them, honestly. So if Cetus had Deimos standing system, it'd be fine. At least we had some way of getting tokens to exchange from something. I don't know.
And I do approve.
Something else than it is.
Sorry, was that bit?
Something else is I'm sorry, my mouth is something perfect.
No. So someone outside my window is apparently using an angle grinder for some reason.
Something else from what's existing would be nice, actually.
Okay. Because the point you pointed out earlier about the fact that if you do want to just keep doing Deimos Fortuna bounties, as soon as you've maxed your rep, that's it. And I'm a big proponent of that. If you want to do something in the game, it shouldn't just be like, nope, I'm gonna wall off that content, and that's not gonna reward you anymore. It's how I'm not a big fan of at the moment the focus system and the daily cap. I think that's had its day, and now we need to let everyone just be free and get their focus systems maxed out, because I assume we might need them in the future. But at the moment, because some people don't even interact with the system, it means nobody levels it. And I think the same thing here. Why restrict people who, hey, if you like, hey, I love the plains, I love just running around doing bounty after bounty. Eventually the game goes, no more of that. But you could, as you said, you could just go fishing and save up fish, or Xeno, or I do, and you farm up rocks. That is still rewarding content, and you can save those for the next day. But the bounties, at the very least, I think could do with a token system or something that you can hand in. The very bare minimum, just the bounties.
Exactly.
I really feel that the solution here is just remove the caps. The daily caps on
That's
the old
possibility.
Worlds.
It's not possible.
You don't think so? Because what we're trying to do here is just allow players to stockpile a load of rep, and then just log in each day, and then just trade in the rep, and then log out again, or go do something else. But I mean, if that's all we're trying to do, why not after 6 months or a year of the content being out, those caps just be lifted?
So what does the basic Thetis rep give you? It gives you the gem recipes. It gives you access to Zors, so you could get an infinite amount of Zor bits per day. And what else?
Decorations, I guess, capture scenes.
Yes, decorations. Oh, and there's the trap bird. You can get like the bird in the box and things. So you get as many of those you want in a day. I'm just thinking if we remove the rep cap for the basic Thetis rep, what would that let people get in theory an infinite amount per day of as long as they put the time in?
So I don't think you'd be able to get infinite Zors in a day because you still have to build them.
Yeah, I meant Zor bits. You know, you would be the components.
I thought the component, you bought the blueprint and built the component and then put the thing together.
No, you're right. Yes, okay. You get infinite blueprints. You're still bottlenecked by the foundry on that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
And
this is what I mean. It's just like, well, why don't we just lift that? I mean, how many people would love to lift the cap on Onco? You know, let me just go farm a bajillion Eidolons. Right, now I have that cap done. I still haven't finished the rep grind on Vox Solaris because I'm sorry, fuck the Profit Taker. Seriously. Seriously. It is. I have done the Profit Taker. I don't know how many times, and I have yet to get a single. Oh God.
All right.
No. God no, Loz. We got more of those than the sun with the exploiter. No, it's like one of the components you need to rank up. I think it's like the Gravamag stabilizer or some crap like that. I really can't remember. But you need to get one part. You need to get, I think, 5 of one part before you can get to a certain level of reputation, and then you could just buy them for rep.
Right.
Yeah. And like I've done the Profit Taker. I wouldn't say ad infinitum. I've done Profit Taker more times than I'd like to, and I've not gotten one, and I really just don't care. You know, and I think this is a big point that we're maybe overlooking. Is like, how much are people prepared to work at these grinds before they just don't care anymore? Because I didn't bother with the Entrati because I don't like jumping between all the different
activities
to maximize the rep gain.
Right. I can appreciate that, yeah.
So my question to both of you is, how do you feel about that with Deimos? Do you like going from doing bounties to doing conservation to doing fishing to doing mining? How do you guys feel about that?
Well, in one sense, it's better to choose one thing to do. I wouldn't like to do many activities at once. For example, to fish here and to go mine there and then do a bounty. So it's like if you have a mood to do bounties, you go do bounties or something like this. But honestly, I haven't even maxed out my Deimos' reputation. It's just too tiring.
Yeah.
And I'm a casual player.
Yeah. I mean, have you, Loz?
No, I have not either. And I was going to say, I do agree that it is quite. Yeah, there is. I do think the amount it requires you to do is just too much. What I've been doing, my strategy, and I was just quickly looking them up, the isolation vaults. Because I think, and I don't want to get people proved wrong, but I think they do. Rewards? Isolation vaults. The tier 3 one. Rotation ABC. I swear they gave like all resources from everything. I don't want to prove them wrong though. That
I'm pretty sure they don't. They're not like the Thumpers. I think they don't. They don't do like fishing.
I don't think they do fishing, but I swear they might give you rocks because I haven't done that much mining on Deimos, but I've never really struggled too much to get my OTAC tokens every day. So I'm not sure. I think they might give you gems, maybe. There's a room at in the loot room at the end. But at the same time, though, I would say that because I'm not showing this week's footage, but the footage everyone's watching. Normally, I've been doing a lot of Deimos recently to unlock my helmet system, and I'm going to try and push to the tier 5 one to get the what is it?
Invigoration.
The
Invigoration.
Yes, that's the one. It's a weird word, isn't it? Invigoration. Yes, I want to get that just because it seems like a fun concept. Because then I could be like, right, each week I am only going to play the Invigoration 3 Warframe choices to make me rotate. I think it's a brilliant choice, but I want to push for that. But yeah, I mean, it is a lot, and my fault with the system, in my opinion, the thing I hate the most is the basic on the surface Deimos bounties. They're some of them, I swear, are impossible to do solo. Those are the ones that get me. Those should be very easy, very laid back. You're not bouncing around the map, and you just go doing them solo, and you have a bit of fun. But most of them are like, right, there's some Grineer out on the Deimos. Out there. You must beat them at killing infested. And like, yeah, I kill a 50 Grineer in 10 seconds for breakfast. I can beat a couple of Grineer at killing some infested.
Nope.
This will be fun. Right, here we go, guys. Yeah, you ready, Grineer? You ready? We're getting a bit of fun. And then they're like, yeah. Snipers. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what? Who? Where did you come from, you crazy sniper Grineers? And it just, I fail it when I do it solo on that, because it's just, I have to have something that's like, I take Ember and I just spam it's not called World on Fire anymore, but just because it's I don't have to target the enemies and it'll just kill anything in an area just to try and beat them. And most of the time I don't even reach the bonus bounty reward for doing well against them. So that's the element of Deimos that I feel is the weakest. But as for doing all the different activities, because the system forces you to, I think I have actually started to enjoy doing a bit of fishing and a bit of mining and a bit of everything to get on with it. I'm not as... At first, I hated it, and I literally didn't play the system at all for over a year, really, because I didn't want to engage with it. And now, I actually don't mind that too. That makes any sense.
I kind of resent being railroaded into having to do a bit of everything. I'd much rather focus. I'd much rather just focus on doing one thing, and then like maybe the next day migrating on to the next thing. And like I hate to say this, but I feel it's a bit telling, the fact that we are trying to find justification using this token system, and yet none of us, none of the three of us, have actually maxed out our Deimos rep. Right? I'd be interested to know, right? Out of I'll ask this as a poll question, but like, how many people have actually maxed out their Entrati rep? Because like, I can't engage with it. That nearly, yeah. Anyway, do you want to go to the replies now, or do you have any other points you want to?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Replies.
Okay. So this post was from Reddit. So let's see what the community's view of things are. So first of all, neutering. Neutering how much benefit you would get from fishing and mining. Any enjoyment I had for the open world. Oh, I see. Instead of being able to pick up and choose how I want to spend my time farming, standing, I must do bounties. There is no other option if you want to make any progress. Only bounties. Base grinding bounty after bounty was incredibly unfun and far more time consuming. You see, I'll also say on this one, I don't think the Deimos system does force you to do that, because first of all, yeah, as I said, I hated the basic bounties. Then I got onto isolation vaults and unlocked all 3 of them. And I don't do them 3 times to go through the rotations. I just normally do 1 at a time, then I go back, then I go do 1 at a time. And I find that generates me enough of those of the mother tokens that I spend more of my time focusing on the other stuff. So I don't feel that it means, the token system forces you just to do bounties. I do not get that feel from it.
A part of me is wondering if the problem is that Deimos is not a great place to do mining. It's not a great place to do fishing, right? Is that the true reason why these systems aren't being engaged? And I kind of think it is, because you go into Deimos and like, everything's orange. So is the mining nodes I'm trying to find. This sucks. Fishing, again, I think they needed to keep the fish in the water, right? Don't get me wrong, I think it was an excellent idea to try and actually just have the fish floating around in the air, but at the same time, it's like, like I struggle to tell the difference between the fish and just random particle crap or random scenery crap.
But then that seems you're not using the fish dye, are you?
Oh god, yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, I think that's your fault on that one, but yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I do think that in Cetus and Fortuna, you don't need to use the dye. You can eyeball it. It is harder than using the dye, but I think in Deimos it's pretty much impossible without the dye.
What do you think, Control?
I can only agree. Despite the fish, something else. Without a dye, you can't tell what it is exactly. Maybe it's some decoration like a tree branch around. Oh, it's actually a fish. Oh, it's moving. Oh, maybe it's an infestation thing. Oh no!
Oh, it's a leaper. Shit.
Everything is infested and nothing is clear.
Yeah, I was just thinking about some of my experiences, and it also then becomes another issue that you say, like, is that a thing or a tree branch? And then the next issue is the animals actually are also just running around. So sometimes I'm trying to throw a spear at something, and I'm like, why aren't I collecting that? And it's like, oh no, I didn't realize I'm actually throwing a stick at a velocipod from a weird angle. I need to shoot that with my trank gun. And other times I'm killing enemies, and then randomly Sun pops up and moans at me because in my indiscriminate shooting of the giant gibbering infested masses, I killed the wrong gibbering infested mass. And he's like, oh no, you should have caught that one. I'm like, how was I supposed to tell? So I also agree with the fish completely. So I was thinking, is part of the issue here that it's just too compacted as well? Because I find that when I'm trying to do fishing, I literally have to have the crazy invisible setup with Avara with the fishing sentinel so I can see them while being invisible to actually do the fishing without being disturbed. It's because if you don't, every 10 seconds infested just keep finding you and keep going blah, 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 blah. So would it have been cool, I'm gonna say, for the fishing, how about if instead of, I know that they couldn't, that Deimos isn't very big wide, but let's say they made it very stratified so that there was more levels of mushrooms up and down, and so the enemy infested don't go up high. So to do the fishing, you go up to the top of, let's say, some mushrooms, giant mushrooms, that you can stand on, and then the fish are in the sky above you or weaving up and down through the mushrooms. That way you can go, right, I want to go fishing, so I actually go to the fishing area. Because that's what happens in the other ones. Let's say on Obvalis, I just go to the bottom of a cave. If I want to do fishing, I'll go to the bottom of a cave, and there won't be any enemies, so I can just get on with my fishing. Or if I want to do mining, I go into the caves, and I'll barely see any enemies, maybe one or two, and I can just get on with my mining. But you don't get that on Deimos, because everywhere there's enemies. Do you think that might also be part of the problem?
Yeah, I think that's a big crux of the problem.
Fair. All right, should we move on to the next token point?
Yep.
Okay. Fortuna has tokens in the form of the debt bonds. Both Cetus and Fortuna have fish and gems to trade in at any time. I prefer a mix of the two systems rather than just adopting the Deimos system entirely. It feels completely pointless to do anything but bounties for Deimos standing, because the other stuff is also undervalued compared to their prices in the other open worlds.
I agree with this.
I don't agree with this. That's not been my experience of Deimos from leveling up. I mean, I'm up now at level 3, and I'm like, I barely care about the bounties.
No. I think the point is that the bounties have just as much mental engagement. Maybe I'm reading into this, but I feel that the bounties have just as much mental engagement as everything else in the other open worlds. But fishing oh god, hunting down that specific breed of Vulpaphyla, right? Give me a fucking break. I spent hours doing that.
What did you need it for?
It's one of the upgrades. It's a upgrade to one of the standings.
Oh, is it? I don't think I've done that one yet.
No, you must have. If you've got Helminth, you must have.
Ah, you see,
either that or they took it out.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is I just find that some of the animals I just run around Deimos and either me or my teammates just pick them up because the animals are just there and you just pick them up. The other thing is, it may have been that you can also buy them for platinum from Sun. So if you pay attention, wait for his thing to rotate, you can find, I'm not sure if it's all of them, but a lot of the tags on rotation. So if you plan ahead, look at what you need to rank up.
No, these tags weren't on rotation because again, this is all stuff I had to try and do. I'm gonna you guys talk. I'm gonna go look this up.
So, Control, do you feel, because it says here the people that say it feels completely pointless to do anything but bounties for Deimos standing because the other stuff is also undervalued compared to their prices in the other open worlds. Do you agree with that?
In a way.
Really?
You see, high-level bounties give you a lot of mother tokens. So, like running the vault like 2 times, I guess, can almost cap your standing for the day. So it's rational for go for this way of standing if you want to farm, but if you just want to have nice time and relax, I'd rather go fishing.
Yeah.
So I don't know to. I don't want to play too hard to get that trap.
I suppose if you're trying to cap out your rep maximum every day, and so you're trying to get to complete the rep in the maximum time possible.
You go for bounties.
If you wanted to, the bounties are the quickest way to get a token to hand in. But the mother tokens are some of the lowest tokens for reward. Each token's only worth 100 rep. But I think I think Isolation Vaults give you about 27 tokens a run. So yeah, if you just kept doing them, you could just keep handing them in and get the rep done. So maybe, but because I do like I did hate it originally. I like the idea of that you mix and match them with Grandma, but I suppose Grandmother doesn't give you enough Grandmother tokens in one go to max your rep for the day. So what's the point of having a system that is encouraging you, save this token and save this token, and then combine them to get these special tokens? When you do that and you're like, right, but I'm still 10,000 reps short for the day, and your only option is really, or the simplest option is just to go grind bounties. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And it's all about min-maxing.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Even
I
if they
hate
don't mean
part.
to, yeah.
I hate this part.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you don't try, people will just look at it and just min-max it. You're completely right on that. It's the nature of people.
So I looked it up, and it's the Medjay Predacite.
Yeah.
Right. Is the associate level, so that's rank 3 of 5. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know when you get the Helminth. But I'm pretty sure I thought it was this thing, but yeah, it took me forever to find a Medjay Predacite, and it only appears during one of the phases when Vom is up. So when Fast is up, it won't appear and things. So you can spend 20 minutes trying to find this thing, it not appear, and then the next 20 minutes it definitely won't appear. So you're flying around like a lunatic trying to find these things out in the wild because it's so much easier than trying to just purposefully hunt them, because there's 3 different species of Predacite. When you're hunting them, it's like, okay, we got one node and now we have to spend ages tracking it down, and is it actually a Medjay Predacite? Maybe not. And then yes, it was just easier to fly around, and it took me forever. I took Thalian with me trying to find these things. I took loads of people with me. I think Nazith I took with me trying to find this sodding Predator. And the RNG behind it was just such a pain in the ass. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I think I randomly got that just from aimlessly playing Deimos, and just somebody else picked one up because I think the infested attack them, and then they just sort of sit on the floor and they don't become good quality, but anyone can pick them up. And I think that must have gained me a. You just need one tag, but yeah, I can see why.
Any other points on the replies?
The next point, 2 more points. The next one is, I'm actually kind of glad they are different because they feel different, and I like that gameplay variety.
Fair.
Yeah. And the last one is, I think the problem here is you seem to only be taking the perspective of running bounties. Sure, in that case Deimos is best, but Fountus and Cetus have systems outside of bounties that are better than on Deimos.
Yeah. I agree with this.
I think we've discussed it that Deimos is the best for farming standing via bounties.
But so what conclusion have we came for Cetus and Fortuna? Should we change the way? I think the simple solution, and let's see if you two agree with this. I think the bounties, instead of just giving you straight rep for the Cetus and Fortuna bounties, you should get a token that you can hand in, because just for the bounties, and you don't do anything else with it. Because that way, if you wanted to, you could just grind up bounty tokens and then save them from the day. Do you think that change could be good?
Yes.
Right?
Okay, cool. So there we go. We have fixed the game.
I mean, I think we could also fix the game. I think we could also fix the game if we just took off the rep caps, but you know.
It's really tempting.
Yeah. You can't win them all, right? Okay, should we move on to the next one?
Topic 2.
Okay, so topic 2. Am I the only one who thinks having different creds for each new Nightwave is counterintuitive? I don't get the point of making different credits for each new Nightwave. This is terrible for casuals who might eventually need Nitane, mods, and weapons and go through it on their own pace. I assume it's supposed to be at their own pace. I don't understand why DE doesn't let us keep creds from one Nightwave to another. It's one more resource DE has to keep track of in our inventories.
Well, Nightwave is let's call it a season system, right?
Yep.
So we should treat it like seasons. And in many games, not just Warframe, every season has different currency. So having different cred is a normal thing for such system. I agree it might be frustrating for new players, for example, because after the season ends, they'll be like, where did all my Nightwave currency go? I planned to buy potatoes and Nitane. And I agree that's a lot to deal with. And the inevitable reset of the currency is kind of discouraging for the new players. But, well, after you have spent some time, I mean, hundreds of hours in game, Cred Shop looks like kind of a joke. Like, what do you want from there? I suppose you have all the mods, you have a lot of potatoes of different kinds, you have everything, even helmets. So from time to time, you just go and check some new decorations, okay? And everything looks rather cheap, and you don't even track your credits. Not credits, but creds. So I don't know, it doesn't deserve so much attention as it looks like, in my opinion.
I think that's a fair summary, really. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, first of all, I was going to agree with them, but then after you've broken that down, yes, you've looked at all the different types of players. It can inconvenience the newer player who wants a lot of Natane to build this and this and this, but that's a small hurdle once you overcome that. You are right that the Nightwave credits become a bit of a joke. I'm getting to the point, and I didn't have all of them, so I had some more to get, that I'm actually just buying an additional recipe of the helmet. Even though I already have all the helmets, I'm buying an additional helmet recipe just so that when I go to the Nightwave credit vendor, I can click tick owned, and then it will make them all disappear. Just because, why not? It's a complete joke. I can get on that one.
I relate to that.
yeah. Just because I'm like, okay, just click. Okay, they're gone, so I don't see those. So that way I can actually even see if there's anything new in there. And there is like, yeah, you say there's the mods and there's an occasional extra weapon skin, but that's about it. And it does become a bit. You're like, I mean, I can't remember the last. I don't think since they moved it there, I don't think I've actually bought any Natane from the vendor. So it does become a bit of a yeah. However, I would say for the one change I would make, right? I was just thinking about this while you were saying about that. For the very, very new player, they might need the Natane, and sometimes when you're leveling through your Nightwave dailies, your levels, it credits are a reward for doing a level, but not every level. So sometimes you'd be like, okay, I'm going to log in to do this week's Nightwaves, and you finish them all, and it's like, well done, have a K-Drive skin. And for a newer player, they're not even getting any resource. They have to, get through 2 more levels of K-Drive skin and a operator skin or something, and then they can go get some more credits. So it comes in, in nothing, a big load of credits. I know that once you reach level 30, everything beyond there is credits, but they have to get there first. So the one change I would make is that credits, you get, let's say, 10 credits every level, rather than every 4th level is 35 credits or something. Because that way that each week they could get some credits and buy some Natane. But apart from that, yeah, I completely agree. It's a bit of a joke. It gets to the point and you're just like, and then if you didn't spend them, then you should just spend them, Xeno.
I'm just doing a quick Google search to see. Here we go. The power of Google foo. So I wanted to know what items require Natane. Right. So Valban Prime requires 20. War requires 4. Wisp Systems requires 2. Amisha Arcling requires 4. Broken War 2. Aura Former. Oh, the Aura Former 10, Avira Chassis 4, Avira Systems 5, Javlock 5, Lens. Is that the bow? That's the bow. 3, Oma 4, Pox 2, Wukong 5, Satacor 3, right? Realistically, to me, this is a lot of later on game stuff. I mean, the earliest thing you can get is probably the Amisha. But that's not until Mars at the earliest.
We don't need the Amisha.
No, you don't need the Amisha. And then again, Wisp, that's Jupiter, right? Oh, no, that's not Jupiter. That's after you finished the Sacrifice.
Is it?
Yeah, because that node for the Ropa-Dopa list doesn't appear until you've done. Because remember, it's got...
Yes.
Yeah. So it's quite a late on resource.
Yeah, so there isn't really a new player that needs it.
I'm in all honesty a little bit of a tangent. I'm kind of surprised that you were on board for this because of the whole situation back in World of Warcraft, where each season they'd release new raid gear, and all the Valor points that you had got squished down to, you can buy 1 piece of raid gear. And then, you have to go farm more Valor points. As opposed to stockpiling more Valor points than the Sodding Sun and going like, I bought the raid gear, now what?
Which system would you say I'm in favour of?
Well, no, I was surprised that you were saying originally, so when Ctrl-kun had said their point. You initially said you were in favor of what this post was saying.
Yes, yeah. But that's because I didn't think about it at all. I was like,
Yeah.
I heard the topic and went, yeah. Why can't we just keep them between seasons? What problem would that create? And I was like, yeah, without thinking, but then just listened to Control, and I was like, yeah, no,
yeah,
they should reset.
Yeah. So it's they should definitely reset. I think maybe let us hold on to them for maybe up to 10 days after the seasons, and we can only buy stuff from that season that they were from. But again, it's already an established system. You know that they're going to disappear. DE do a lot to say, hey, the Nightwave's going to end in X many days. You know, I don't really think it's that big a deal. And I really don't think the excuse of, I mean, I hate to be crass, but it feels like this person is trying to hide behind, oh crap, what's the name of the new players to justify their want for having more currencies. Let us keep the currencies. Just give us more currencies.
We have enough.
Yeah, we have enough. This is supposed to be seasonal content. It's optional. You don't have to do it. I didn't do the last intermission. I'm not doing this intermission.
But this one isn't an intermission. This is Nora's choice.
Shut up, you. So yeah, I don't. I'm completely in agreement with you guys. Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
Wow, I am shocked how Control changed my view on it so much. Just like, yeah.
I don't think. Okay.
Right, shall we go to the replies then? Seeing as we're all like,
no, this is bad
against the topic.
Sure. Let's go to the replies.
Okay. I tend to not let the creds pile up too much. Usually keep enough to buy 1 or 2 things on the next week if something good comes up. So at worst, I would lose like 100 creds if I were to forget about it at the end of the season.
Fair. Oh, there's still more to it.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, oh yeah. Still, I'm sure tons of people miss the info about the end date of a season or just forget about it. So having creds carry over would be nice, especially intermission credits since they are always pretty much the same thing. So, actually, I've got 2 points to both of you on this. So, first of all, they say about the end of season. I do feel the game doesn't do a good job of being like, season will end in 2 days, flashing red lights, woo, 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 spend your creds now, woo, woo. So, do you think maybe when it comes close to ending, when you push escape and the menu, your hand goes down, your menu comes up, and the Nightwave button is in the bottom corner, do you think maybe putting like for the last 3 days, a timer appears to let you know season ends in, and it gives you a timer? Would you say that's a good change?
It needs to be more than 3 days.
Okay, but let's say 10 days or something, or
yeah.
And alternatively, how about something that pops up in the middle of your screen when you log in? Current Nightwave season will end in 7 days, 6 days. How does that sound? Or is that too obtrusive?
I think it's less intrusive than what I thought, which was just putting a message in the inbox. I'd hate to constantly log in and be like, oh, another message in my inbox saying that it's ending in 9 days' time. Oh, another message in my inbox saying that it's ending in 8 days' time. Yes, I got the fucking point. I like the idea of what you've proposed. Yeah.
What do you say, Control?
The first question was really nice. Yeah, it would be nice to have it some kind of a timer. But for some reason, it feels like we already have this kind of timer in Warframe, but not for Nightwave, but somewhere else. Can't remember. It's weird. Well,
I feel like there is a. I get the for a timer, for something important timer. I swear we have those in Warframe. I don't know. I can't place it either. Yeah,
Well, we have sort of the alert timers, like Gift of the Lotus and stuff like that.
Maybe, yeah.
you know, that stuff appears when we've got big events like Plague Star. Again, it appears on the nav console that it's ending in big events, big community events. They put
It would be nice to put Nightwave there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put it somewhere that, like, I mean, basically what you need to have happen is as you walk through your Lisette, all the terminals start flashing. Nightwave ends in 3 days. And it's just like but yeah, I mean, it's like, how far are you prepared to go for this? Oh yeah, you walk through a relay, and all of a sudden, all the terminals go, "Nightwave ends in 2 days."
I think, is it also on the corpus ships? There's that non-aggressive robot that kind of shows you adverts.
Nightwave ends in 1 day.
Okay, so the other question I wanted to put to both of you on this, from this question, is they're saying about that they save credits up in case something good comes up on the vendor. Because that I think it's each week it changes. Sometimes they'll be like these helmets and okay. Yeah, and these weapon skins. It's not permanent the whole time. It does have things that will shift around. I think it probably does a few rotations per season, but yeah, some things will only be up for 1 week at a time. How do you feel about that? And do you think that do you think you might be missing things? Because I don't check it every week. And do you think maybe that needs to change so it just gives you the full inventory the whole time, the whole Nightwave? Or do you like the fact that you have to log in to check it? What do you think, Control?
Well, as I stated, I'm a casual player, but I also have put around 1,000 of hours in this game. So, Great Offering Shop is... it offers me nothing. So
what about
I don't
skins?
know.
Would you like some skins for the weapons?
I don't even like them.
But you can get a desert camo skin for your Krakata.
I mean, I understand it depends on the player, but I can think of a single thing I would like to save up credits for.
What about you, Xeno?
I mean, I think I answered this already by asking the question. Like, I honestly forgot that the damn thing rotated. Like, I don't think I've looked at that shop screen in forever. I think maybe I looked at it once when, I got a shit ton of creds. I'll just buy some potatoes. And then just be completely brain dead and completely forget that the whole thing exists.
Fair enough.
As I said, I didn't do last intermission. I haven't done this intermission. Like, until there's another plot-based one, I'm kind of just letting it pile up.
Yeah. Okay, the next point then is I just wish it gave a better warning they'd be deleted soon. The challenges stopped, or soon when it stops. I didn't see the thing to spend them, and even then thought once the challenges stopped, you still have time to spend what you had. I'd recently completed the thing and was earning ones holding off to buy things like heads or craft items. Right, okay, I think with the challenges, I think they meant the weekly Nightwave, but that is what I don't know. But the odd point is that they said they were saving up. Seeing as it rotates, just spend them as you can, I think is the better thing here. Saving them up and seeing as it isn't a vendor that has the entire listing in one go, which maybe it's good not to put that in. I was going to suggest to you if in the intermission, when the intermission or the season ends, that there's a week or two where the full list is available, but maybe that'd be a bad idea because people would save up to wait for that window to buy everything, and then they'd miss it and whinge. So maybe it is better. But what if
they made it more expensive?
I think they'd still miss it and whinge is the issue.
Well, I mean, like, so one thing I was thinking of was what happened. So what would be so bad if they had everything on the shop, but there's a special section for the shop which is like the weekly deals, right? And then everything else is double the price.
Right? Which would also be nice because it would let you see what is available. So if you wanted, I really want that camo skin for my my Carrack.
Yeah.
You at least know that it might turn up next week, so you could save up and wait.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be good. Okay.
Or you could just save up and then go, oh, it didn't appear, therefore I'll just buy it.
Yeah. Ah.
What are you thinking about that, Control?
I think we're discussing kind of useless shop.
I
mean,
Control's like, no, that shop.
You're not
what
wrong.
is anything is worth saving for? You see a potato, you buy a potato. What
Yeah.
else? Woban. Okay, you might want Woban, but what mods?
I
Nobody
think
needs those
the aura
mods.
mods are in there, though.
I don't think they are any good. I believe. I don't really actually remember.
Corrosive projection!
Is it there?
I'm pretty sure it's in there.
I don't remember.
All the alert mods got put
maybe.
on Nightwave, I think. Yeah, corrosive projection.
I believe it costs around 20 creds?
No idea.
Yeah, so just get that. And
You
then,
don't
then
have
it's
to
useful.
save for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people bang on about energy siphon. Nah, it's all about corrosive projection.
Yes, they are in there. So there's aura mods, there's the weapons, some augments, but I'm not sure if they are also on the thingy. The alternative helmets, skins.
Everything is crazy cheap. Like, yeah. Mods cost 20 each.
Mm.
Easy.
The auras cost 20 each. Yeah, they're only 20. Apparently you can get wolf beacons, you can get decorations, Contain and Kuva, and then Vauban and the potatoes. Yeah.
Kuva?
Uber.
No, Kuva.
Oh, Kuva. Yeah, there's Kuva in there as well, occasionally.
Him or Kuva.
So, right, the next one. Anything that creates FOMO, so that's, anyone knows, that's the fear of missing out, is bad in my opinion. Especially in Warframe, where you have multiple opportunities to get stuff that you missed, usually, except for Nightwave credits.
Sorry, it's so funny.
No, I'm starting on this. No. Anything. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have events, right? Right? I'm fine with them bringing in the Lato and Bratton Vandals because they initially released them one weekend. I had the Lato Vandal. I had it for I don't know how many sodding years. Yeah, okay, let's give it to the rest of the community. No problem with that. But when you've got like, fuck the fear of missing out. Like seriously, it's big whoop-de fucking do. You weren't there the first time. It'll fucking come back, right? Jeez.
Yeah, that is a good point because the Nightwave shop, like I went through that list, nothing on there was really that special or unique. If you miss it this Nightwave, it'll be available next Nightwave. And even if they got rid of Nightwaves, they put all that stuff in a different system.
Yeah, even into like look fucking Arcanes, right? They got rid of the trial system, right? Big sad, but they got rid of the trials because it wasn't maintainable. And then they brought in crud. They put the Arcanes on Eidolons. Thank you. I'm like, they're not gonna fucking just oh no, this is bad, chuck it. Just get rid of it.
Oh, we've gotta get
the only thing you've missed out on is a shoulder emblem, right? Big whoop you fucking do.
Well, but they might get rid of the weapons like the ceramic dagger, the dark dagger, the dark sword, the glaive, the heat dagger, the heat sword, the jaw sword, the pangolin sword, and the plasma sword. Some of the most deadly weapons in Warframe.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys legitimately, right? Has there been anything that's come out in Warframe that you were scared of losing out on? So you had to play 24/7 until you got that thing because it was gonna go away.
You waiting for me to start?
Yeah, you go for it.
Well, let's say if we are talking about formal, then I could say that there are other games that make you experience the fear way harder. And Warframe is almost formal free. Like, Great Shop has nothing to do with formal.
Yeah.
And, well, The rewards for ranks there, like some ephemeras and skins, might feel a bit, might have a bit of that feeling, but I've never felt actual fear of missing out this stuff. So I've never farmed those ranks to get everything I wanted. In this aspect, Warframe is very kind to its players.
Hmm.
I've had more fear of missing out in gacha games like Alice, which I play on the daily, than I have ever had with Warframe. I have never once thought so the only fear of missing out was an actual event, doing the missions of an event, right? Doing getting the gold statue of an most of the gold statues you could cheese easily. The only one that we couldn't cheese was Shadow Debt, right? But that's it. That but they never happen anymore because people whinge about them so much.
Yeah.
I want to fill that Sonic trophy room.
But what about your Galatine Solstice skin? You have to get that on the credit. I'll miss out on my Galatine Solstice skin. Or my... What else we got on here? Heck, Desert Camo skin. Oh.
Do you have anything you want to add to the fear of missing out?
No. Oh, the one point I was going to say was... I would have said originally Warframe did like 8 years ago when event weapons, they didn't say if event weapons were going to come back. So once we started seeing how good things like the Brack and the Strun Wraith were back then, we were like, oh, these are really cool and fun to use, and weapons were harder to get as well. So you actually really wanted to make sure you got them. But then the events got easier. They started bringing things back, like the Wraith Twin Vips. Got to bring them back. So it was clear that you would never really miss out on anything in Warframe, which is, maybe maybe it's gone too far. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to the last 2 points. There's just 2 more. Not all content is aimed at casual players. Nightwave is for daily and weekly missions and consistent player engagement. If you ain't got the time to do Nightwave, let go of FOMO, because it's not that hard to do in the weekend.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah, apart from like do Profit Taker or do Tridalon, I don't think anything has too much time consuming. And the last point is just the most optimistic player point of view of blocking and stockpiling is if you never have to go do anything to craft new stuff, it doesn't feel like you did anything for it.
Exactly. I mean, this is why they kept on introducing new resources, because they brought in things like the Cyber. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll give the Cyber 30,000 cryotic to build. And then there were people that did legitimately just go, built it. What? I had 30,000 cryotic. How the fuck did you have 30,000? Look at all the people that complained about the HEMA, right?
Oh, yeah.
They actually took an average of how much...
mutagen samples.
Thank you. People had... Right? The average was 5,000 samples. Yes, the player base had that, but the problem is that people existed in clans with inactive players.
Yeah.
So the requirement was a lot higher, and as a result, the inactive players were making it a lot harder. That was the true problem, not the overall cost. It was the fact that they couldn't pay it because of the inactive players.
Yeah.
So, what was I going on?
The most optimistic player point of view of blocking and stockpiling is if you never have to do anything to craft new stuff, it doesn't feel like you did anything for it.
Yeah, so they kept on bringing in new resources. Oxium, right? Oh, we need a new resource to make sure that, they've got Nitane. We got Ivara. They need Nitane.
Arcane crystals, which literally degrades. You always have to go farm new ones when you need
Argon.
Argon, sorry.
Yep. It's like Argon crystals, I think, are like the best resource, right? They've been in the game for fucking ever, but you cannot keep your was it paper hands? Was it paper hands? Right? You just can't keep a hold of them. Yeah, it's just not possible, and as a result, the resource is always 100% valid. you know. Anyway, sorry I ran away with that one. Either of you have anything you want to add? Control?
Uh, oh.
No?
Hmm.
Okay.
I think Control's for the sort of point of why are people whinging about this pointless vendor with its pointless
Yeah.
things? There's nothing good on that vendor. I think it's been Control's point this whole time.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Last one.
sorry.
Well, that is it for the end of that topic. So
Is
yeah,
it? I thought there's one more.
No, I've read that. The most optimistic player point of view of blocking and stockpiling is you never have to do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Right. Okay. Cool. So we're done with the. Yep. So we're done with this topic. We'll move on to the graphs. Loz, can you pause it?
I can pause.
Cool. Right. So graphs. So our first graph is how do you feel about DevStream 156? I think it was 156 that was aired last week. So, Control, did you watch it?
No, I was away, so I missed it. But I watched Shai's review on it.
Yep. Abridged.
Nice.
And I got the main points.
Yep. So, we're just asking how people felt about it. 8% said they didn't watch it. 42% said positive. 50% said neutral. And I think both Loz and I are in the neutral column.
Yeah, there's not a negative because I would have been negative, but I'll go with neutral.
There is a negative. It's just no one voted for it.
Oh, I'd vote for negative. I'd vote for key jangling.
Key jangling? Key jangle.
Mm-hmm.
Loz is a key jangler. Right, so next we have how do you feel about the demonstration of the ghoul Zor? Loz, you want to hit number 2?
Oh, sorry, yes.
So
What's
no?
that?
Yes, there
Sorry,
we go.
I
Cool.
was dragging it. It wouldn't stand still.
Cool. So how do you feel about the demonstration of the ghoul Saw? I keep on saying Zor. It's Saw, right? Can we just say chainsaw? Can I just make my life easier and just say the ghoul chainsaw?
Go for it.
Right. Cool. So 4% said negative, 38% said neutral, and 58% said positive. I'm kind of surprised by how positive the reception was. I mean, it's nice that it had a cool, unique fit and everything, but I just feel this is going to be something that's going to end up in the pile.
Maybe, but right now it looks new. And the animations are rather hot. So here we go. Very positive.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on. Do you think Deimos resources should drop from Plague Star? Yes, because I don't want to do Deimos. Don't make me do Deimos. Just give me the resources from Plague Star. So 21% said no, 25% said that they didn't care, and 54% said yes.
We want the resources, please. More resources.
Yep. Then the next graph we have, how do you feel about the lack of Warframe on mobile information during the dev stream? So 8% said positive. They were happy. 17% said negative and 75% said neutral. So
well, when I was away, I really missed looking at my Warframes because they're so nice and fashionable.
Yep.
So I would like to have the game on mobile back then, so I'd be in the negative graph. I need it.
Yeah, like that.
And then the last question I asked was, it's been over a year since Playstar last came back. We would like to see, would like it to be on a set schedule. What should the schedule be? The options I gave was once every 6 months for 2 weeks, once every 6 months for 4 weeks, once every year for 4 weeks, and once every year for 8 weeks. And I don't want it to be on a fixed schedule, right? So once every year for 8 weeks did not appear, right? People didn't vote for it at all. Yeah. Then we have once a year for 4 weeks at 8%. I don't want it on a fixed schedule for 13%. Once every 6 months for 4 weeks at 29%. And then once every 6 months for 2 weeks at 50%. Where would you guys like to see it?
Well, the majority of people picked the right choice, I think. Very
So
reasonable.
you think every 6 months for 2 weeks?
It's just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 weeks would linger too long, and it would just be there, and people would get bored of it. It would also mean that out of a year, it would be up for 1/6 of the year if it was. Oh no, wait, more than that. It'd be up for. Well, it'd be up for what's that? 1/6 of the year. Yeah, no, 1/6 of the year it'd be up for, which would be ridiculous. I think 2 weeks is nice, but I like to see it on a schedule where it is definitely coming every 6 months. You know, or a little bit leeway. You know, it could be 5 months, sometimes 6 months. But 2 weeks is a good length. You don't want it up too long, and every 6 months so that we know it's coming back, because it does have unique stuff. Well, most of unique stuff in it, and especially the ghoul saw now. If this is going to be the only way you get the ghoul saw, if it doesn't come back for over a year, like if you do not get it now, well,
Yeah.
good luck. So I think now it should really come back on a better rotation.
Here's where we remember about the FOMO. Not the crash shop, but the ghoul saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, ghouls. I don't want to miss out. I'm going to get that first day.
I think for me personally, it would have more weight to it if it was once a year for a month. I think that's what I would personally vote for, once a year for 4 weeks. But that's personal preference. Cool. And that's it for the graphs. So now we move on to the supporter questions.
What text is that?
That's not text, it's images.
Okay, well, so these are... So anyone who supports Xeno on either Patreon or Ko-fi, I think it's Ko-fi, you can submit questions which will definitely get read out every time. And so the first one we have is from Zrugel. It says, "Oh, right, before..." Am I supposed to read the A's and the B's? No, it doesn't seem to
No,
make
they're
words.
the same. They're the same.
"Oh, right, before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can't. It really helps." My God, I've never normally had problems with fonts. I think most of them are fine, but this one actually, because it's big letters and small letters, and red text and blue text. Thank you, Zrugel. My mind.
Yeah.
Zrugel asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how funny are my jokes? Mind-boggling. Out of 10.
10. Like, when I saw this, I thought Loz is going to have fun with this one.
My brain. I think maybe it would be better if it wasn't in VR with a fish screen monitor or whatever.
Or frame? It's like, windscreen. No,
yes.
wait, shit.
Next is Tobiah, which says topic 1 for 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything in common? Is it an r/Warframe?
Basically, it's Oberon with so Oberon Prime in the comparison with a goat holding, I think it might be Goat Simulator, like a plunger and a dustbin lid, and it's like, yeah. Not sure what that's about.
Oh,
anyway.
Dear. Right. Thalian says, players are apparently complaining that the fail state of missions is not rewarding enough. As in titles as this sounds, DE have implemented over time several side objectives, such as unveiling ribbons that allow a player to complete them and quit for faster rewards. Also, there is the problem that comes when players would rather quit when a mission starts to go wrong rather than wait for the fail point. With the idea that DE have consistently implemented methods, such as not revealing rewards until the end of the mission, that prevent quitting from being rewarding. Where do you two of you stand on this issue?
No quitting. I remember back in the League of Legends days or the Heroes of the Storm days where players would just quit when they thought that we're 1 point behind. No, I quit. I quit. I leave. I quit. And that just sentenced the rest of the team to doom. There was no chance of recovery. I hate that with a passion.
It sometimes is annoying when it seems like the game takes away resources that you had picked up and they should be locked in, but an accident happened and the whatever blew up and it quits on you. But I've never seen it be the end of the world, so it's just more of a light annoyance, really, if at all. So I think it's fine. I don't think there's any problems with it.
Shining example of the Warframe Partner Program.
I remember before they made the change on the open environments that it wouldn't save at all until you left. And if you'd been doing a long session and it quit and you lost an hour's worth of stuff, that would be annoying. But then they just changed it so that every time you finish a bounty or something, it does a save. There you go, job done. That was the bigger issue. Yeah. And the last point is from Thalion. With the primed weapons in the next prime access being older ones, the Strun and the Magnus, both weapons that are considerably lower on the power creep scale than many of the other weapons that got primes, do you predict that DE will do something special with them to spice up the release, or are they just going to leave them as basic stat boosts?
Basic stat boosts.
Yep. I think sometimes they do that just to clear the palette so that next time can have amazing super prime weapon you have to buy.
Yep. Okay,
so those are the sports questions and just a few points from last week's YouTube video. Kai Kudo 2 says, "Hi guys, is there a reason why it stops at episode 401 on Apple Podcast? Love listening to it while working."
So Thalion not Thalion. Tobiah is the one that's typically getting the podcast out on other platforms. I'll talk to him.
JJ24, I'm kind of sad that they didn't show the Ghoul Shaw's finisher animations. You can get all 15 fish resources and 8 out of 8/10 mining resources through the storage containers and Requiem obelisks on the Cambion Drift surface. MDRLOz and Xeno are the 2 resources you have to mine for. I haven't finished on Deimos in months. Xeno can find the 10 postulant cognitive nodules just by smashing boxes. You need postulant cognitive nodules?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
No. Actually, no. It was something like I want to call them turbo gills, turbo cells. No, it's not that. That's not what I need.
Okay. Benjamin's marriage. I too am very excited for the infested ship scene, which is coming with the Prime Access. I do with though that they would extend the scenes throughout the whole ship, and I wish we had an infested landing craft. Also, a question for the next 10 o'clock. Loz and Xeno, and the guest, if there is any, do you have any favourite weapons in Warframe that might not have the highest DPS, but are either fun to use or give you an enjoyable challenge to get them to work at their full potential, not taking mods into account?
I don't know if Ctrl-kun has one in mind. I'm trying hard to think right now.
Yeah. I'm sure I could think of some, but it's not an easy one to think on the spot, is it? Weapons you really like.
I don't really understand how to put aside mods. But back then, when I started playing, I really enjoyed Atomus.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah. It was just so satisfying to use it.
Well, while Xeno's thinking, also a meme question. As Ureli and Hydroid are water-based, should they freeze solid on the Orb Valis?
Yes. The Tonko for me. I always like to try and get dead accurate hits on the opponents. So yeah.
Okay, and last point, just from Cynical Nolok. Subscribe to Kanpai Cast. Appreciate the link, Xeno, you beautiful bearded bastard.
I am. Anyway. Yeah. So is that all of them?
Yep.
Cool.
So we are on to the memes.
Right. Okay, let me link them to Control.
So while Xeno is getting the time down and linking the memes to roll. What we are just quickly going to go through at the end of the episode is just 6 memes from the r/memeframe subreddit, which I've just found for this week, and also there will be a video secret meme of the week, which will be in the link of the description of this video, so check down there, along with all the other memes I've linked. And then after that, Xeno will go through 6 community shoutouts of amazing artwork he's probably found on Twitter. So, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Cool. So, you got your memes at the ready? Let's go for meme number 1. So, meme number 1 is, have I ruined Sevagoth for you all yet? If Sevagoth had mouth, would it be like this or this?
Oh God. Oh dear God. Oh God.
Play the second one.
Oh no. Oh no. No. No.
You know the truth. This is going to be the second one.
No. Don't like that. No, that's no. Don't like that. Yeah, that ruined. Okay,
Ruined,
no,
yeah. I can't unsee it now. I just see the chance.
No, don't like that.
Okay, meme number 2. Guys, I found an Orokin dressed like a human being. WTF. Yet another unrealistic beauty standard.
Well, that's my boy. What have they done to you?
I just like the shorts or whatever. It's just like barely. They're just like, I don't even know what's happening with those.
Well, no, it's just that the arms have fallen off the mannequin, isn't it?
Yeah, I know that, but the rest of the clothes don't look great.
Oh God, yeah.
What was this? Oh God, that's meme number 3. So weak. You've heard of Karate Kid. Now it's time for Karate Kid. Hyped for the movie release in the whole system.
Oh my God.
The naming system they've come up with produces
One
some
should be punished.
Yeah,
But this one is perfect, but should be punished anyway.
Okay, the next meme. Maybe, just maybe, we have too much power on our hand. We have Destiny 2 hackers and Outriders hackers, regular Warframe players. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Oh my God, it's so true.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to meme number 5. Just like that. When Equinox press 4th button. Entire map kaboom? Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
Oh. But also Mirages too.
Yep.
Yes.
When the right build. And remember those sweet times when Ember could burn the world?
Yes. Good times.
No. I hated that. It's bad. I hate it. No, bad.
And the final meme of this week is everyone is a target. Crossfire missions be like the Tenno, the Corpus, and the Grineer. I wish they'd do more with crossfire missions. I do enjoy the concept, but yes, that is what crossfire missions are like.
Well, the problem is, as soon as like the player comes within eyesight of any of the enemy, all the enemies just turn to you. And I'm like, no, keep fighting each other. I want to watch.
I can just imagine your Warframe just hiding behind a small wall or something, just looking over and being like, yes, I want to watch you. Deary me. Right, well, that's it for the memes this week. So now we're going to hand over to Xeno, who will have some amazing community shoutouts, starting with here.
I'm trying.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
right,
chicken.
So the first community shoutout is Cybernidus by Chicken Draws Dogs. Yeah.
Oh.
Is glorious.
I would play Nidus every day if we could have this, and I don't like playing Nidus. So cool.
I used to read. Go on.
I do chicken style in general, and these lines, which are kind of sharp, fit really nice with cyber theme, and the Cybernidus is just perfect.
Yep. The second community shoutout is Infested Man Prime with his fancy infested mech by Mushkin.
That's the Necromech skin, which I'm dying to get my hands on. Is it an infested one? I didn't think it was an infested skin.
Yeah, it is. So
Oh,
like
it is, okay.
the top of it sort of like has this weird bunker thing sat on top of a pile infestation.
Oh, if I get it and it's that, I might be very disappointed. Oh well.
Nah, you
we'll
lie.
see.
You lie. It's
Okay.
amazing.
We'll see.
Right.
Still lovely artwork.
Yeah. The third community shout out is Driving by Curdy.
Is that cool? Yeah.
Yep.
Dear me.
Yep.
So basically, the saw is another key drive, okay?
But is most superior K drive.
Because we can kill with it. No
Yep.
difference.
Yep. You just imagine you just like you're doing a grind thingy on the railing, and then all of a sudden you jump off, and then you do a grind thingy on the corpus, and then there's blood everywhere. It's amazing. Yeah, best K drive. Right.
Oh,
Number 4 is Sevagoth by GG.
Oh wow. Oh. Okay.
that's really good job.
Yeah, I kind of wish that this was the scale that was in game.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think you'd have problems navigating corridors with it, but it would be cool.
No, I think if you could do it with a necromech, you could do it with
Giant shadow thing, yeah.
I mean, do remember this thing doesn't have legs.
Well, those claws are the size of the warframe.
And
Moving on.
I see no problem with this. Right. The 5th community shout out is Infested Gauss by Cleo Natarin.
Oh.
Lovely.
Leo is as perfect as always. Just
Yep.
look at those colors. Look at the texture, the
Yep.
brushes, the strokes. Perfection.
Yep. I kind of wish that she'd put more of the design on the screen, because this is just Gauss's head, but like still it looks fun. I'd love to see this in game. I really would.
I'd love to see how it redlines.
Tentacles everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, things unfold. And also, I just point out, I love the seam on the top of the head, because obviously you'd think, but when bones fuse, they don't just fuse with a perfect straight line. They do fuse in weird ways like that. And so I really appreciate the attention to detail to make the head look like a fused bone carapace. Is just really cool.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Is like, would that split in the red line? Is what I mean. Is like, I mean, that'd be. I'm doing wrong. I'm sure it look amazing, but I'm more curious. Like, how would they do it? Is like, and I bet it would be really cool.
And then the 6th community shout out is Sleep or Yeet by Just Johan.
Ah.
Yep.
Such a cute theme.
Yep.
Adorable. Simply adorable. Great job.
Cool. Well, that's it for the community shoutouts. That's it for the episode. Control. I nearly said Cleo. Control. It's been absolutely lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me to. It was a nice experience, and you both are such lovely peoples.
Yep.
Peoples. Okay. People.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm embarrassed myself. Enough.
No, you're fine. Honestly, I hope it was nice and chill and relaxed as I promised it would be. And yeah, you had a lovely time.
Thank you.
I'm sure
everyone
look forward to seeing more of your brilliant art picked up by Xeno in the community
Oh,
shoutouts.
Yeah, and everyone, go make sure you check out Control on Twitter. Do it. You know you want to do it. Do it. Do you want to turn it off now?
I shall.